Hi everyone, this is Tom, and in this video I want to talk about and build the case for being future oriented. So what does that mean? That means prioritizing and thinking about the future as opposed to thinking about the present or the past. So I've always been like this. I've always had a preference for thinking about the future and setting long-term goals, and in a sense, delaying gratification. So working hard now to try and create a better future. And I want to build the case for why it's worth thinking about doing this yourself. So let's take three versions of yourself here. This is past you. This one is present you. So this is you right this moment. And then this one is future you. And so there's three versions. Past you became present you will become future you. Future you will never really arrive because there'll always be a future you further into the future. And my thesis or my suggestion here is to really think about future you, and not just future you, but future your family, future your environment, future everything. So thinking about the future as the top priority. Now, why should you do this? Well, there's a couple of really good reasons, in my opinion. This helps you to prioritize long-term goals. So if you want something big to happen, if you want to become a doctor or engineer, you want to build a family, you want to build a healthy body, you want to do anything that requires long-term thinking and long-term planning, you need to really be thinking about the future and prioritizing that over how you feel in the present. It helps you to plan ahead. If you're just thinking about what do I feel like right this moment, what do I want to do today, what do I feel like, what's going to be the most fun in this moment, what's going to give me the most sort of immediate pleasure as me presently, you're not going to be planning ahead and thinking about what happens in the future. And this helps you to consider the consequences of what you're doing. So these consequences are things like financial. So if you're choosing to spend money recklessly right now, getting that bottle of champagne in the club or whatever it is, you're going to have financial consequences of that. So in the future, you're going to have less money, you're going to have less resources, and consequently less time because you're going to have to spend more time working and it's going to be more difficult. There's also health consequences. If you exercise and diet now, and in the future, your body will be healthier, you'll feel better, you'll be able to do more stuff, you won't struggle with as many sort of diseases, as many health complications because of planning for the future and kind of not thinking about what you want to do right now in the present. Instead, making choices for the future. In the future, you'll feel better. And also kind of social consequences. So building good relationships, thinking about what your actions currently, the implications those current actions might have on your social network and your social standing in the future, your relationships with your family, your friends, and everything. So what happens when you do all of these things? Well, let's have a look at the main argument against this. I think nobody would argue. Maybe you'll disagree with me on this. If you do, put it in the comments. But not many people would argue for prioritizing past you, other than when you're, say, towards the end of your life, you don't have many things that you can do left. Thinking about your all the great memories that you have is worthwhile. But if you're sort of a young person starting out, or even if you're, say, in your 60s, any age, living in the past is probably not going to be too helpful. people might argue that you should live in the present. So let's have a look at this argument of sort of prioritizing present you and thinking about present you. Well, let's say you make the argument that you should live in the present, you should enjoy the current moment because this is all we've got. There's no guarantees about the future. You could get hit by a bus tomorrow. You could lose all your money. There could be a nuclear war. Anything could happen. So your argument is that you should live as present you and be present right here and now. Well, there's a few things I would say against that, which is why you should live more in the future and prioritize future you. One is that present you is grateful for past you. So if past you was living in the present and past you wasn't making decisions planning for present you now, your life would be worse off than it currently is. So if past you was, out drinking, smoking, making bad health decisions, making bad financial decisions, arguing with people, getting into fights, getting criminal records, whatever bad decisions past you was making, present you would now be suffering. So you are grateful to past you for being future oriented as present you, which means as present you should be making decisions for future you, because future you one day will be present you. So if you want to have a good present, if you want to enjoy your current situation, you're relying on past you to make good decisions. So you should be thinking about future you. It's getting a bit complicated. So past you has made your life better. So you want to make the life better for future you. The other argument is to live in the moment. So this is the idea, say you're with your kids or you're with your partner, or you're with your family, or you're on some kind of trip, or you're really enjoying something. And your argument is you should be present in that moment to really enjoy it. Well, I agree with that. And you can make the argument that, or I'll make the argument that future you would want you to be present in this moment. So by being present in the moment, really focusing on your kids, your partner, your holiday, whatever lovely present situation you're in, future you would want to be present in that great memory, so that in the future you can say, I really took advantage of that particular moment. But then if you're, for example, you should be going to the gym and you should be having a healthy meal, future you is going to want you to be really doing those good things so that the future is bright. So by being future oriented doesn't mean you can't be present in the moment and enjoy the good things that are happening at the time and be there with your family. That's actually, in my opinion, a future oriented way of looking at things. So my argument here is really think about your future self, base all your decisions or almost all your decisions on future self. And actually, I guess the other argument for this would be you should just enjoy yourself. So sometimes you should just have tasty food, you should relax, you should enjoy watching a good movie. In fact, this is also thinking about your future self, because your future self is going to look back on a time, for example, sometimes now I look back on a time before I had kids, and I'm grateful that I really enjoyed the time that I had before having kids, just me and my partner, and me and my wife, and, going traveling, things like that I can't now do as easily because of having kids. But current me is grateful to past me for enjoying those things at the time. And so you do have to have a balance between enjoying things now, but planning for the future. And if you enjoy things now in a healthy, productive, and future-oriented way, future you will be grateful for past you. But future you also needs to think about the future. So if you're always thinking about the future, your current life will be better and your future life will be better. And that's what we all want. And then when we reach the end of our lives, we can look back and we won't have so many regrets, and we'll be happy with what we did because we appreciated the memories at the time and we planned for the future, so our life will be better. I hope that video makes sense. It's got a bit complicated and a bit twisted up, but I think you probably got the idea. If you have any thoughts on it, do leave me a comment below, and I'll see you in the next video, which will be tomorrow.